Hey there, this is Dr. Bob McIntosh. I brought a friend with me today.
Hi.
This is Laura. And one of the things that I wanted to make sure and talk about, it came up in conversation as I'm treating patients. And since I've taken over Dr. Robin's practice, there's a lot of people that are in one of two situations. They either have a loved one that needs help caring for people, or number two is that they've hurt themselves and they can't take care of themselves. And so Laura's with a company called Home Instead, and she came out here, how long ago?
3 years in May.
3 years ago.
Yes.
And so you started this company and you worked in the home office. Now you're out here developing the entire business. And so we set up this appointment for me to learn more about the business. And so I wanted to be able to ask a couple of questions of her so you guys can learn as well. So Laura started 3 years ago, and it's the company. Tell me a little bit about it first.
Well, we are a franchise. We have over 1,500 franchises in 16 different countries.
Wow.
So what's really cool about that is no matter where we are, if it's in Japan, Manhattan, Rapid City,
Rural Rapid City.
Yes, our goal is to keep seniors safe and independent in their homes where they want to be. 98% of seniors want to age in place at home. And so services like ours make that possible. So what we can do is we can go into the home, provide non-medical services such as meal preparation, light housekeeping, incidental transportation, medication reminders, just things to keep people at home. Maybe they're struggling with those types of duties that they don't want to do anymore. Maybe their range of motion is off, so vacuuming is a challenge, but it still needs to be done. Or maybe they don't want to or can't drive anymore. What we find is they're asking a lot of family, or they're asking friends or neighbors, and while the help is sometimes there, it is truthfully a burden on people that are taking time out of their normal everyday lives. So that's where our services come into play, to take the place, let families be families,
Yep.
but also help people stay safe and independent in their home.
Got it. So this came up when I was talking with a patient, and so he's a renter of their landlord. And so the landlord, they're aging and they needed some help, and so they hired him to come in and help.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting to the point where there's more and more tasks that are needed.
Yes.
Whether it's bathing and whether it's cleaning up after someone and after they've had a loss of bowel movement or loss of bowel control, stuff
Yes.
like that. And that's kind of it's getting that tipping point, and it's a struggle for this individual. And I'm like, you know what? I might have an option for you. And so anyway, that's how it came up in our conversation. So that's how I had asked your husband more questions to be able to set up and learn more what you're doing. So then we were talking earlier this morning, interviewing, and just both the girls in the office here, and then Laura and I were sitting talking, and I asked, what is the perfect customer? And I'm thinking 86 years old, hip replacement, or that type of thing, and she turned a 180 on me. And so what is your perfect customer?
Well, we typically get phone calls. We have a specific demographic. We call her Kathy.
Okay.
But it is the daughter, the 45 to 64-year-old daughter, that is either providing a lot of the care for her parent or parents, or maybe lives out of town and is worried about it.
Okay.
And doesn't know where to turn. And so she's at that point in her life where, I was back for Christmas and I noticed mom and or dad need a little help. And so we do get a lot of calls from families who are just in the thick of it and do not know the resources available. And so, they go right to Google, or, hopefully word of mouth or referrals from people like you. But there are people that just don't know these services exist and really, unfortunately, think that the only option is a nursing home or assisted living. And that's just not the case. And as I mentioned earlier, 98% of people want to age at home. And so we can provide those services. I mentioned the non-medical companionship type services, but we do the personal care assistance in the restroom, showering. We provide care all the way up to hospice, and we provide caregivers for clients with Alzheimer's and other dementias. So we specialize in that too. So we customize it to the client, whatever their challenge is. And people are very surprised. We hear it a lot, like, I didn't know you could do that. And there's a lot of peace of mind, which is what we're looking for and what families are looking for too.
Very good. So Kathy is the perfect customer. And so the other thing is, as far as we're pretty rural out here in South Dakota, and we don't have a ton of options, but we have some. So how far east can you reach?
We can reach as far as Wall,
Okay.
but I am willing to a case-by-case basis outside of what would be considered our territory.
Okay.
So I would have to, if it is in the Phillip area, I would have to kind of look at that. Of course, we'd have to make sure that we would have the help, so I would need to hire them.
Okay.
My employees are my employees. They aren't contracted, and so they are hired by me. And then we go as far west as the Wyoming border,
Okay.
north to North Dakota, south to Nebraska.
Okay. So a huge territory.
Huge territory.
So with that, you've got a huge bandwidth deal and a number of clients. So you've grown over the last 3 years. How many employees do you have now?
We are upwards of 53 employees.
It's pretty good.
We are always hiring too.
That's
So,
nice. That was a good plug.
if you know somebody who's looking for, a job where you go into a home and you care for somebody, we can take
Part-time,
part-time.
full-time?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Because we do see that where a lot of people are like, oh, I've always wanted to help. I love older people, or I love helping people, but I don't have a CNA. That's okay. I love helping people, but I never wanted to work in a nursing home. That's okay. This is a good opportunity for somebody to have a rewarding career of working with seniors, and
So-
we have a lot of longtime caregivers that love what they do, and getting to know our clients is one of the best parts of this job.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
So this is probably one of my favorite videos, just being able to make sure that, no matter whether you're a doctor or whether you're just, sitting at home watching Facebook, you have the impact to help somebody. And so if you watch this video and you find out that, or you think that it would kind of fulfill that little spot in your heart, make sure and share the video, and say where you heard it from, and then say reach out to Laura. But Laura, how did they get a hold of you?
Well, it's best just to call our office line, 716-9300. We answer the phones 24/7. We know that this type of care is not 8 to 5.
Okay.
Hospital discharges happen at all kinds of times during the day. So we answer our phones 24/7. We are currently at 429 Quincy Street, but we are moving soon to a new location.
Woohoo!
We have outgrown our current building, and so we're moving to 17 Main Street, just right around here. So it's best just to call.
In an area to expand, I asked you about this too. Where is your next step to be able to create a location?
I would love an office in Spearfish. So we have had clients up in that area. We have clients in Sturgis, and we have had clients in Bell, but it's been, I have to be rooted in Rapid first, and we are at that point. And so moving north is really my next step
Okay.
after we move locations here in Rapid.
Very good. No kidding. So I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you very much for having me.
You got it. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Just that Home Instead's a very strong name as far as the non-medical industry. If you have any questions, there's no obligation to sign up as a client. The most important thing I think is people need to know their options. And so if you're calling around, ask questions, get educated on what's out there. And the biggest piece of advice I can offer on that is do this before it becomes a crisis. Mm-hmm. Know what your options are before your mom breaks her hip and is in the hospital and then needs 24-hour care upon return home. Just find out what's out there. It's a lot easier to make those decisions when the time comes than to have that information to make those decisions than to worry about what you need to do when it happens. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So I'll take and post this on the Health Source Facebook, and then I'll also post it on YouTube.
Sure.
So people can reference it and be able to share and do those types of things. So thanks for watching. And Home Instead, be able to reach out to them. If you have any questions, you can even call our office. We'll get you in touch with them. So thanks for watching Health Source Chiropractic.